Hello and welcome to another current conversation video for Project Falcon Punch. I'm your host Dan, and with me today I have Alex.
Hello!
It's just us two today. We are essentially talking about the recent Pokemon news. Last week they actually announced there's a Pokemon Presents thing, which they showed off a few games, which we're going to go into and talk about because we actually recorded that last week. But we also recorded our thoughts on what predictions for this new Pokemon thing that they announced. Basically, The Last of Us 2 came out, we did the Smash Brothers conversation thing, so that kind of got a little bit pushed to the side. So I thought, let's just leave it for now, and we'll talk about this new Pokemon announcement and put it at the end of our discussion. So we're going to go straight into now our thoughts on what we think of Pokemon Snap 2 and all this sort of stuff, and then afterwards we'll come back to our present selves right now and we'll talk about this Pokemon Unite thing. So yes, look forward to that. We'll be back in a bit. The big announcement, the big thing, of course, is new Pokemon Snap. Now, I am a massive fan. I feel like I'm going to echo so many people of a similar age as me, but man, I fucking love Pokemon Snap. That was one of my favourite N64 games. Bearing in mind that at the time, you didn't really get Pokemon in their natural environments unless you were watching the anime. The original game was like Game Boy games with these crudely drawn they weren't even animated, sorry, the static sprites. Then even Pokemon Stadium, as cool as that was, it was a bit of a novelty of seeing them in full 3D, but they would just kind of just sit in either side of an arena. But Pokemon Snap was seeing them in their environments and seeing them in the habitats, and obviously it had loads of secrets and you had little alternate paths and stuff. It was kind of like it's like a weird on-rails shooter, almost like on shooter. So my only disappointing thing as a kid with that game was that it wasn't longer because it's quite short, and it was like, I think it was like the first game I ever 100%ed because it's only 63 Pokemon to snap, and I absolutely love this game, and like many people have been asking for a sequel for so long because the potential's there, right? The potential was always been such a cool concept, and like to not have just 63 Pokemon, have loads more Pokemon, and when you had stuff like the 3DS with the Face Raiders minigame thing, and it was like that's like a weird moving the camera around, and Wii U had a similar sort of potential for that, and I didn't do it in any of them, and now we're finally getting it. It's not called Pokemon Snap 2, it's called New Pokemon Snap, so it's definitely like a reinterpretation of that game. So I don't know, I guess I've been talking a lot. What's your take on it, Alex?
When I was watching Pokemon Presents, I was just like, oh, Pokemon Smile, it's cute. I was not expecting that. I was actually snickering the whole time because it was like, well, brushing your teeth catching Pokemon. Okay then. Then Pokemon Cafe got announced. It was Disney Sum but with Pokemon. So I was like, cool. So, well, right, what's the next one going to be? Is this going to be like some exploring game or something? And when I saw the camera lens, I was like, wait, is that? And then I was like, holy shit, it's Pokemon Snap 2. The game waited for so many goddamn years.
I was honestly watching that, waiting, thinking, oh no, please, they're not going to do this again, because they did this in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Do you remember, like, had that weird, like, capturing, like, a picture thing you could do, like, minigame thing in Sun and Moon, and it was absolutely, it was awful. And that was one of those things that got announced. I was like, oh, they incorporated a Pokemon Snap into this game, and no, they didn't really. So when I first saw that, I was like, no, this isn't, is this what it is? And then as soon as I saw the actual, like, the buggy appear, and you had the track, oh my god, I've lost my mind. I was so happy.
I was just watching it on my phone, not expecting anything. The DLC was out, so I wasn't expecting too much. It was one of those holy shit announcements for me, because I remember even back when the Wii or Wii U days, a new Pokemon Snap was like one of the most requested games. It's like up there with F-Zero or something from an old Nintendo franchise, where it's like, it's a sequel we've all been wanting for so long. Another Pokemon Snap, influencing the environment to make Pokemon appear, finding alternate pathways, and that's what gave the game such an edge in replayability, like to the extent where, yeah, it's a short game, but it was massively replayable.
The cool thing about it was always that it was the replayability of how you play a stage, you get to the end of it, and you probably don't see certain things, and then you go back through it and you see a Charmeleon walk around the lava, and you're like, oh, I'll just push him into the, oh shit, it's a Charizard now. Like, it was cool things like that as a kid, I mean, even as an adult, I still find it fun. It was so cool to discover those moments, and I've always wanted that to happen again in a game. But like,
when Pokemon Snap came out, I didn't have any kind of internet to look up and have help on the game, so I had to discover all these stages, by myself, playing it over and over and over again to see how it was. And then when I realized that I could just push Mankey into the button to lead to the secret exit, or when I realized that, as you say, I could turn it into a Charizard just by throwing a Pestball, I was like, whoa, like that satisfaction you got when you discovered something yourself. Even though it was on rails, that's what makes it just as good as those adventures adventure games back then.
The original was made by HAL, which are the Kirby people, which I don't know if HAL have done anything else other than Kirby recently. I feel like all they do now is Kirby. They just churn out Kirby games. But this is infamously like a troubled game in development. It was like a weird safari game that didn't really have an identity, and then eventually they just incorporated Pokemon, and the rest is history. Now, like, it's being developed by Namco. So interesting that the Nintendo or the Pokemon company are like, whenever they want to help on a game, they just seem to go, Namco, can we have some help, please? Going on to what this new one is, I think that this looks like you're definitely focusing in more, because you never had like a zoom function with the original. You just held the Z button down to look down your lens, and that was kind of it. But this looks like you have a zoom function. You have like certain points that you can, I don't know what's like critical hit sort of moments. I don't know. The environment looks fantastic. The visuals look brilliant. I know Pokemon Sword and Shield gets a lot of shit, but like this world looks fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you remember like when Battle of Evolution was, first released, or like when it was in previews, and we thought, oh, that looked fantastic. I'm thinking like this could be one of the best looking Pokemon games to date. Just by the extra levels of details and the lighting. Yeah,
like the animation part of it was always like not a criticism for me, but just the visuals of Sword and Shield were never great. But anyway, we're going to sort of shift gears ever so slightly, talk about Pokemon series as a spin-off, because I feel like we're going down that road anyway. Pokemon Snap is my favourite Pokemon spin-off. Like, I love the Pokemon pinball games as well. They're probably like my second favourite. But I know, Alex, for you, as much as you've been talking so much up about Pokemon Snap, it's not your favourite Pokemon spin-off, is it?
No, it's not. In fact, it's probably not in my top 5 Pokemon spin-offs, because now here's the thing, is that I praised it so much so far, but okay, when I say this, I don't mean it's bad, or I still love the game a lot, but I think it's kind of overpraised to the point where everyone says it's the best Pokemon spin-off or the top one of the best ever, and I'm just like, it's a really good spin-off, but in my opinion, I don't think it fully reaches the potential it has, because it's such a good idea, it's such a fun concept, that by the time you're done with the game and replayed it to death, there's not much to go back to other than, like starting the game again, and that, back when I was a kid, that kind of like disappointed me a little, and I just think a lot more could be done with this premise than what's done. It's one of those things where, for the first game, it makes complete sense for it to be short and so on, because it's experimental, and the reason why I'm looking forward to a Pokemon Snap 2 or new Pokemon Snap is because they could flesh out like a lot of what was established in the original Pokemon Snap. And so far in the trailer we've seen like the apple you could throw to influence Pokemon, but I'm also hoping for new items to add as well. That's another thing as well. Junichi Masuda on record has said photography wasn't as widespread when the original came out in 1999 or 2000.
It was 99,
Yeah, but nowadays when everyone has a camera on their phones, making a Pokemon Snap 2 wouldn't be as special, like wouldn't be as interesting. So they'd have to really like come up with an innovative idea and such. But I think even with the different time period, I still think it's the fact that they have the capability to make a mundane task a ton of fun. Not mundane, but like something as basic as photography, they can spin the idea so much. That alone makes it worthy of a sequel.
Yeah, I can't remember if this has actually been confirmed or not, but the route that you have now is not fixed necessarily. You can choose your routes, whereas before you had like a specific set route. Like in the trailer, it shows you like this arrow where you're going. Either it's rumors or it was confirmed somewhere that you can choose your route beforehand to go through certain environment, which would be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how that'll play into it. I can't wait for this game. I don't know if it has a release date, but is it supposed to be this year? Because I imagine it probably is, right?
Actually, that's one of the most surprising things from this trailer, is the fact that there's no set release date for it. They don't say anything about the year, because usually Nintendo or Pokemon trailers say something like, it's out next month, it's out later this year. This one, we've got nothing.
Pokemon games don't usually, once they're announced, they don't usually take too long before they're actually revealed, before they're released. So it could be a 2021 game. All it said at the end was under construction. So like I'm wondering that maybe this could be a next year game. And we're back to present day us, after us looking forward to this new announcement. Alex, what are your thoughts now on the recently announced Pokémon Unite?
Ooh, oh boy, this was an unforgettable announcement, and probably not for the best reasons. I'm not trying to say Pokémon Unite will be a bad game, definitely not, and I'm the kind of person who likes to be open-minded about giving it a fair chance, and it could be good in its own way, but man, the Pokémon company really botched the timing timing of this announcement. Like, this really did not need to be its own direct, that was worth rating a week for.
Right.
Because people think, if it wasn't Let's Go Johto or Generation 4 remakes, I honestly would not have been that bothered, as long as what was new shown was going to be like, really exciting, really interesting and unique for the franchise. And I'll give it points, it's something Pokemon hasn't tapped into before, like the MOBA market. But here's the thing, like, I'm not really into MOBA games and I don't play League of Legends, so yeah, it's different, but I don't know if I'm that interested in what's different. What's your take on this?
Releasing a MOBA in 2020 is just like, what? MOBA was a thing, like MOBAs were a popular thing back in, 2014, 2013, like a good sort of 6-7 years ago. And like to now get a Pokemon MOBA when this, like, I know League of Legends is still popular and so is Dota too, but like, I don't know if there's really a market for this sort of thing. And even worse is that this is only on Switch and mobile, which I feel like not being on PC, I'm not a PC player, but I see so many people that, MOBAs are on PC, and people who play MOBAs that would maybe be interested in this be like, I'm not playing it on mobile or Switch, I want to play a MOBA with a fucking mouse,
Not only is Pokemon like 7 years late to the train, but, just the consoles released on, I get Pokemon is, exclusive to Nintendo and stuff, but it's like not releasing it on PC is, I don't know how that's gonna affect the game and its performance, like in interest, because the Pokemon company is separate from Nintendo, so they can release stuff on mobile, and I think, to my knowledge, did they release some PC or online exclusive stuff not related to Nintendo, like Pokemon, the trading card game?
Yeah, there's that trading card game I think they put on PC, right? It was also on mobile, but yeah.
Yeah, like, I was thinking, why can't they just have done that to increase the player base? Like, I'm not saying, like, this would have saved this announcement. In fact, to be honest, Pokemon Unite wouldn't have been nearly as hated if it came in last week's Direct. Or hell, you could even swap Pokemon Snap 2 and Pokemon Unite, and, it would have been a lot better received.
Yeah, like, they showed Pokemon Unite for, 10 minutes here, and we got a minute-and-a-half trailer for Pokemon Snap 2, and it's like, I want to see more of that game. Show me the mechanics of that one.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, right, Pokemon Unite, I'll give it a go. It's free to start, as they really cringily always say in these Pokemon and Nintendo things. Like, alright, I get it. Free to play, free to start, whatever you want to word it, right? I'll download it, I'll play it. I've never played a MOBA before, so I'm willing to give this a shot. But I look at this and I'm just like, this looks like the most unappealing thing to me. I just could not give less of a shit. Only because it's got Pokemon on it, I'm like, yeah, okay. I like the idea that you can go around and you can evolve your Pokemon throughout the battle. That's kind of cool. But I largely look at this entire thing and I'm just going, ugh. Also, at the end of the day as well, this is being developed by Tencent, which is the huge, like, Chinese conglomerate company. They've previously released a game on the Switch called Arena of Valor, which is also a MOBA. I don't know much about this game. I don't know if it's supposed to be any good or not, but what I do know about it is that they do not support it anymore. So Tencent are one of those companies, from my understanding, that if something isn't popular enough, they'll just quite happily just put it to one side. The servers are still online, I think, but in terms of updates or new content, if the game isn't doing well, they're not going to try and push it. They'll just be like, yeah, okay, we'd rather push it to one side instead. So if this game isn't a success in the first 6 months, I could see this game just being completely abandoned by this time next year.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate reality about, again, with the timing of the announcement, the fact it's on PC, Pokemon's late to the market and so on. And like you, even though MOBAs aren't my kind of game, I am still willing to give it a chance. Like, download it on Switch and just try out because, it's free, so why not? But wasn't there another game you played, like, for free on the Switch? It was called Pokemon Quest, wasn't it? You put, like, 50 hours into that or something.
So the difference with Pokemon Quest is it's like I want to say it's almost like an idle click or whatever they call those types of games, where you essentially just set up your Pokemon and you put them into battle and they just go off on their little quest, and you can have it as like auto, so they automatically attack the other Pokemon. Yeah. It's one of those games that I used to put it this one side, leave it for the 2 minutes of the battle to take place, and I'd sort of my stuff out afterwards. So yeah, I've got 50 hours into it, but it was fine. I didn't mind Pokemon Quest. I thought it was fine for what it was, but the difference with this game is it's a MOBA. You need your full attention. Just so we'll sort of like wrap things up now. But okay, so it wasn't Let's Go Johto, which is funny because people were going, I really don't want Let's Go Johto. I really want like proper Gen 4 remakes, and it's like you didn't even get that. I bet those people were like, I'm now giving my Let's Go Johto games because that idea is way more interesting than what we've got here. But I still think we're going to get those games later down the line because there was still loads of Gen 2 hints throughout this Direct thing, which was very strange.
Oh, for the record, I'm getting sick of Pokemon Directs introducing their games with like a montage of past games for the 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Pokemon Stadium N64. Ooh, Pokemon spin-offs on the Game Boy Color. What is this going to be? It's like Pokemon Unite, the mobile game, and I'm just like, what?
They've been doing this like retrospective montage stuff since like X and Y, and it's really getting tiresome, so I'm right there with you, Alex.
I don't know about you, but it's getting so attention-seeking at this point, because it's like they're grabbing people who had mild interest in Pokemon or nostalgic interest in Pokemon. It's like an attempt to get them into this new game when they've done it so many times. Just show us the game already. It doesn't need montages of Ruby and Sapphire from like 2003. You know, they showed like 5 or 10 minutes of other, you know, players playing together, and like just kind of give me like vibes of those cringy E3s when it just showed demonstration for, you know, CEOs playing the game, having fun. It's like, oh, and the fans are just thinking, is this all you're showing? Is there anything else? And they're still going on.
I don't think it was anywhere near as cringy as some of those E3 things, because it didn't feel as forced or scripted, because it clearly was just a bunch of people playing the game. I did actually think that was okay, but like the commentator thing of like commentating on this baby ass fucking MOBA was just like, oh, what are we doing here? Maybe just talk through the mechanics rather than commentating on it like it's a fucking esport. It's like, oh, that part I did not like.
It was just such a lame way to announce Pokemon Unite when, like I said, it's not worth its own direct, and it wasn't worth waiting a week long for it, you know, giving us false excitement and speculation. So yeah.
Okay, well, I think we'll wrap it up here now. Let us know what your thoughts are on the new Pokemon Snap as well as Pokemon Unite. I want to hear what people have to say about Pokemon Unite. Are you interested? Because I feel like at large, most people are probably in the same boat as us, Alex, where largely disinterested, but we'll give it a go, I guess.
It's like Federation Force, where it's like, I don't think it'll be a bad game, but the timing of it, and it was just so bad, you know, just because of how they botched it up. But I am still willing to give it a chance if I see it on the eShop.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Alex. Anyway, so thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.